UFC Fight Night Tybura versus Spivac rematch. Why are they doing a rematch? This is crazy. It's not a good fight. The first fight went to a decision. The first fight was not fun. Why are they doing a rematch? God, please help me, UFC. You're killing me with this UFC Fight Night, but I digress. There's only 10 fights on this card, so not a lot of underdogs to choose from. This is one of the worst UFC Fight Nights of the year. But we're going to look through every one of these fights and decide who is going to be the best and most valuable underdog to bet on the entire UFC Fight Night. Of course, if you do want all the bets that I am making, we don't have a lot just yet. We only have a few money line bets and then one parlay is already out. We're going to probably post the prop bets tomorrow morning once more of the props do come out. But if you want to check those guys out, check it in the pinned comment down below or in the top link in the description. But let's get into the first fight and see if this will be my underdog of the card. Talita, Alencar, Stephanie Luciano. I do have Stephanie Luciano winning on the judges' scorecards. The first fight was weird. It was a draw. It was very dominant early on from Talita. One round one, one round two. Gassed out pretty hard. Went in round three and she got dominated. Got 10-8'd on the scorecards and lost by, or not lost, she got a draw. So basically what this fight comes down to is, can Stephanie not get dominated that early on in the fight? And can Talita sustain a little bit more cardio to, not get 10-8'd later on in the fight? I think Talita Alencar's cardio, she might be a little bit better, but I think Stephanie Luciano should be able to have improved takedown defense. Their first fight was a while ago, so I would not have Talita Alencar as my underdog of the card. The odds aren't wide enough, in my opinion. I am curious, though, now that we're on this fight, what were the odds for their first fight? Oh, wow. Talita Alencar was the favorite there, right? Yeah, Talita Alencar was a minus 175 favorite to go out there and get the win. She's made her UFC debut since, and now she's the underdog, which is very, very interesting. Let's go to the next fight. This one, I will say, very, very valuable underdog bet. 100%. Jarno Errens is not plus 360 against anybody, in my opinion. His takedown defense is okay. It's not really, really good. It's not really, really bad. He's coming off a win as an underdog against Steven Eugen. Was able to drop Steven and outstrike him on the feet. Lost before that to Sungwoo Choi and William Gomis, both really, really solid guys in this UFC featherweight division. William Gomis, probably a future top 15 guy, in my opinion. But this one, it really comes down to, can Youssef get the takedown? Can Jarno defend it? So if Jarno goes out there with way improved takedown defense, your parlays are going to be ruined if you're putting Youssef Zalal in them. Minus 400 again. That's crazy. I would have it a lot closer than that. I definitely have Youssef Zalal winning. I feel decent about him winning. But again, there is that unknown. Is Jarno Errens going to play this really, really safe? Stay on the outside, scuff a lot of these takedowns, and make this a technical back and forth striking affair where he could very well steal it on the judges' scorecard. So very close fight. I would say it is great value. Plus 360 is the best you're going to get him at on Caesars right there. I would definitely say, as of right now, Jarno Errens is in the top 3 for best underdogs of this UFC Fight Night for sure. Got to be in that top 3. I would say number 2 or number 3. Number 1 is still to come, so we'll get into that one. Jhonata, Diniz, Karl Williams. This is like a pure gambler bet. Like, if you're going to bet on Jhonata Diniz, you are strictly gambling that he's able to stuff one takedown and just clip the chin of Karl Williams early on in round number 1 and get the knockout. If he's not able to do that, he's losing. Like, if he's not able to defend that first takedown, he gets taken down. Start live betting Karl Williams immediately. Of course, if the odds aren't minus 1,000 or something crazy like that. But this is a pure gambling fight. I told you in the prediction video, either Karl Williams dominates for that 30-27 or Jhonata Diniz goes out there and clips Karl Williams early on and knocks him out. It's going to be a domination either way, in my opinion. I still think this is underdog or pass for sure. So again, I don't want to see any of you guys parlaying Karl Williams in this fight. That's such a risky bet to be making. So Jhonata is a decent dog, but he's not in my top 3, in my opinion. Karol, Rosa, and Pannie, Kianzad. I'm going to say it right now. If you watched my confident picks video, I feel really, really good on Karol Rosa. I feel really, really good on her. more volume, more pressure, better wrestling, better grappling, better cardio, better heart. She's better everywhere. I really can't think of a way that Karol Rosa goes out there and loses this fight. Unless Pannie Kianzad has improved leaps and bounds in a few areas. Based on their last performances, I don't see a way Karol Rosa goes out there and loses. So I feel very good on Karol Rosa or Rosa winning this fight. So, no. Pannie Kianzad is not my underdog of the card. I got Charalampos Grigoriou knocking out Toshiomi Kazama. So, again, no. I feel decent about Grigoriou. It is lower level bantamweight MMA, so you can never be like 100% in this type of situation. So, again, don't parlay Charalampos, but yeah, it's kind of a dog or pass situation in my opinion at 135 pounds. But again, it's not my most valuable underdog of the card. Yana Santos, Chelsea Chandler. I have Yana Santos winning. I don't get what all the hype is about Chelsea Chandler. I'm going to look at their Tapology prediction thing, and it shocked me. It really, really did. 78% going the dog, and you might think, oh, just because all of these people are predicting Chandler to win, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to follow everybody else blindly and just pick the dog that everybody's picking to be their dog of the card. No, Chandler's not better anywhere except for wrestling and her strength. That's it. She's a better wrestler and she's a little bit stronger than Yana Santos. But as far as I know, Yana Santos defended pretty much every takedown against Karol Rosa in their last fight. Defended every single takedown in that fight. Let's go up to UFCstats.com really quickly. For her last few fights inside of the UFC, you might be saying, oh, she's lost 3 in a row. Who did she lose to? Who did she lose to? Holly Holm, former champ. Irene Aldana, former title challenger. And then Karol Rosa, who right now in the UFC's bantamweight division just had a war with Irene Aldana very, very closely. And, you know, she's currently ranked number 8 in the women's bantamweight division. This is not a bad streak of losses right there. These are all legit opponents. And again, look at these fights. She got taken down only one time by Karol Rosa and still was able to outstrike her by about 30 strikes in that fight. Against Holly Holm, that was the fight where she got out-wrestled a lot and got taken down quite a bit, but she didn't actually get dominated when it did hit the ground. Holly Holm wasn't actually able to land a crazy amount of damage in that fight, as if you're looking at the total strikes, Yana Santos still outlanded Holly Holm in that fight by 15 strikes. So even if Chelsea's able to get the takedowns, even if she's able to get it to the ground, Yana is just so much better at landing. She lands crazy volume, especially with leg kicks and body shots. And even when they hit the ground, she's somehow landing more strikes than her opponent. So, and I don't see what the hype is on Chelsea Chandler coming off her last few fights. I mean, she did not look good at all on the feet against Norma Lamont. Beat Josiane Nunes. Solid win. But if she's not able to consistently get the takedowns, I don't see her winning. So no, Chelsea Chandler is not my dog of the card. Nikolay Veretennikov, again, good value, kind of like the Jarno Errens fight. Nikolay's got a great chin on him. He also has solid power in his hands. So again, probably shouldn't be parlaying Danny Barlow there. Nikolay Veretennikov, probably going to be in my top 5 for best underdogs of the card, but he doesn't make the top 3 so far. Only Youssef Zalal is in that top 3. Then we go on to the next one in the the bantamweight division, because Damon Jackson Jose is actually the co-main event now. So we'll go to Chris Gutierrez and Kang Lee. I feel confident about Chris Gutierrez. He was in my confident picks video, I believe. He might have been, but their fight literally just got announced a few days ago because it is short notice for Kang Lee, who's coming in as an undefeated up-and-comer, 8-0 with a lot of knockouts recently, but Chris Gutierrez so far better than him technically, speed-wise, volume-wise, technique-wise, kicking-wise, experience-wise. Chris has all the factors there. I feel very good about him going out there and getting the win, so no, Kang Lee's not going to be my dog of the card. And then we got the co-main event, Damon Jackson, Jose Mariscal, or Chepe Mariscal. This is my dog of the card. Number 1, baby, plus 190 for Damon Jackson right there is insane. He was plus 200 a little while ago, which I find to be ridiculous. Again, if we're looking at his last fight, he was pretty much the same amount of an underdog against Alexander Hernandez in his last fight, and he looked pretty dang good in that victory and got the win on the scorecards. Let's take a look at his last few performances inside of the UFC. Again, he was pretty much a 2-1 dog against Anthony Hernandez in that last fight. Before that one, where did they go? Damon Jackson, before that one, he did lose as an underdog to Billy Quarantillo, as a dog to Dan Ige, but Billy Quarantillo, Dan Ige, way better than Chepe. He knocked out Pat Sabatini, who is also a better fighter than Chepe Mariscal. So again, a lot of these fights, even the Billy Quarantillo fight, a lot of people really do believe that he was able to win that fight due to the takedowns, the submission attempts, and control. And again, he was able to knock out Pat Sabatini. So I think in this fight, he's got a great takedown averages 2.5 takedowns per fight, is always attempting them. So he can never, Chepe Mariscal can never really be comfortable on the feet, knowing that at any moment, Damon Jackson is going to be attempting a takedown and has way better jiu-jitsu than him, way better wrestling than him. So I do believe Damon is going to win a split decision here. I don't think it's going to be dominant. I don't think he's going to go out there 30-27 or submit Chepe in this fight. But do I believe he can win a close decision, keep it as even as he can on the feet, use his height, use his range, have Chepe come to him and take him down off the counters? Yes, I think that's very possible. So Damon Jackson is going to be my underdog of the card. And like I said, top 3, we got Jarno Errens in there at the 3rd place. We got Damon Jackson at number 1. And then number 2, the main event, Marcin Tybura at plus 145. On the betting odds, I feel like that's a lot of value as well. So those are my top 3 dogs of the card. Jarno Errens, Marcin Tybura, and Damon Jackson. Damon Jackson is at number 1. The best underdog for this UFC fight. Now, but put your comment down below. Do you believe the best underdog is somebody else? Make sure to comment, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and check out that pinned comment in the comment section, or go down to the top link in the description. That's what it is. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you maybe tomorrow, but maybe not. All depends if you click on the video. So click on the video. Thanks for watching.